This is Justin Amazon on Thursday, February 14th, 2019, with a look at the pre-market from today. So it was about 7 o'clock. I glanced at the market. It's like, oh, okay, we're pretty much back right up to this triangle, which means we kind of retested. And I'm, again, still thinking bullish. It's going to continue. And then I didn't get a chance to look at the market again till it was, I think actually the market was open about 8:35 or 8:30, somewhere in there. It was already open, so maybe just after 8:30. I'm thinking in 5-minute increments. But anyway, I was shocked to see it just sell off pre-market. It's like, whoa, what happened? Something must have happened, you know. So I'm still not even sure exactly what happened, but getting ready for an open way down here, it's like, okay, this was a bearish candle. Here's a bearish retest. We've been talking about an actual retest down to 1617 or down to 1607. That'd be a great place for it to complete that retest of the inverted head and shoulders and bounce. So I don't want to be getting in at 1617 right out the gate if it comes down there, which in the first 5 minutes of the open, it did. It's like, oh, I could be somebody who's buying off that low because that's a price we were looking at. It's like after this kind of sell-off pre-market, I'm going to wait a little bit because, I mean, it doesn't have to be done here, you know? So I waited, and it made this high wave candle right here and then broke down. It's like, okay, glad I waited. That was the right move, and then it comes right down to 1607. Nice hammer, bounces immediately, comes right back up. The very next candle comes up to 1617. How cool is that? These lines are working. Got above, some high wave candles, some indecision here, and looks like, okay, it's going to do something, consolidates, breaks it. Oops, sorry, wrong way. Starts to break out. It's like, okay, going bullish. It's almost to, taking out the high for the open candle. There were so many bulls on this. I know the volume isn't huge, but looking at this pattern, let me zoom in some more. Looking at this pattern, look at this. You got 25 minutes of just stair step and then a breakout on a bit of a consolidation here too. It's kind of squeezing between the exponentials. Really small candle, breaks out, and then what happens? I know I showed the candle already, sorry. Oh, and this was a squeeze for me too. Then what happens? Trap and knock people out. This candle probably stopped out a ton of people getting in bullish right here, who even had their stops below down here, below the stair stop, below this line potentially. And it's like, wow, this is a trapping day. It's like, I want to be extremely cautious either direction and maybe get in on one of those traps, So looks like it's going to bounce, starts to, and then rolls over. Nope, doesn't roll over. Rolls over here, sorry. Similar to the other day where we had some lows that were really similar. That's happening here. Breaks down, squeeze forming. Okay, got that squeeze. And I'm thinking right here, it's like, okay, you've taken out this low. You're not quite down to this one. I don't know exactly where to buy, but I like the idea of buying here just because so many people are going to be trapped if it starts to reverse, and it's just so counter too, because you think, okay, it's breaking down, get in bearish, taking out these lows, set your target here and just forget about it. Well, then it starts to actually bounce. Bounced, get a nice little consolidation here. This is a great place to get in if you had waited. So this is the aggressive entry, saying, okay, I'm going to get in on what would be a trapping bearish move, thinking it's going to go bullish. This is, I wanted to wait for it to play out. I'm going to play more conservative. Look at the stair step of small candles. I'm going to get in now with a stop way down here or down here and play it less aggressively, but still bullish. And another candle, 20 minutes of indecision, breaks out, runs up really quick. So this is kind of like, you take a bigger picture of this. This is a sell-off, a double bottom retracement of this hammer. We're back into the hammer range, and then rally. We sold off, and now we're rallying back up out of it. Bottom line, that's what happened. Squeeze fired. It's a little late, but, gets up here, indecision candle. Still pretty big. Look at where we're at, though. Retested yesterday's price. Retested really close to yesterday's low. and after hours prices, and even close to where this wick is. I don't know if it's real or not. It's a good place for, some consolidation and then continue higher, to stay in bullish or get out, because look at what it did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bullish candles in a row, 4 of which moved this thing 15 something bucks, something like that. Pretty quick move. So then it starts to form a single star reversal. This is where it puts a little bit of a stair step in, not a pullback, which is all right. And then it starts to break out, but then the candle actually closes selling off. It's like, okay, it's still got that bullish momentum. It's slowed down a little bit, but it's not going down yet. Stair step here, and a lot of time just waiting for this to move. So this kind of reminds me of this price yesterday, where we we're just sideways for a while. After this move that looked bullish, obviously today is bullish. I'm not negating that. But the other thing I thought is this looks like a bit of a double bottom. If I get a retest to that neckline, 1625, that'd be a great place. And I know this seems really odd, but I'm seeing a bit of an animal shape in here, like a llama or something with a head, ear up here, front paws, some sort of a hump back thing, and a back leg. And it's just maybe even a tail. I don't know. It just looks like an animal shape. Maybe I'm just making that up. But and then from here, it does start to roll down, which then that face kind of loses that face shape, and it looks like it's spitting or has its tongue hanging out. I don't know. It's weird to see things like that, but that's what I saw in today's candles. Pulls back 1625 into that neckline, into the open high, early into the open price. This is a retest of a neckline. I mean, we got a bullish perspective. We're breaking out bullish on the day, and this is our retest. Good place to get in bullish. What happens here? Indecision candle comes down a little bit lower, and then it actually does start to bounce. It's like, okay, these patterns are kind of playing out. So sideways for a little while, doesn't actually get going bullish, puts in a hammer, starts to break down a little bit lower. It's like, okay, might be coming back a little bit lower. That's an interesting candle. Inverted hammer. At some point, it'll run up, totally breaking out. And then by the time the candle close, you're back under the 21. So this looks to me like another kind of double bottom. And all you do is right here and right here, retest back up to either kind of these lows, this consolidation here. It's like, okay, that's going to act as a bigger resistance than I thought it was. We're still above this price down here that I thought we were going to stay above. We're getting closer to the end of the day, and it just goes sideways till it starts to roll over. Only a little bit though, so instead of a double bottom, it's actually another consolidation. You can see kind of, well, I can see. Let me draw it to make sure I'm showing. Doing something like this. Oops. Some lower highs, something like that. And I mean, you can draw a straight line across and it's kind of broken below that. Or the other thing you could do is kind of connect these, which this is cheating low because it's only 2 points. So, what you could do then is expand this over here and kind of grab that one, saying, okay, maybe this candle, because this is the breakout candle. I mean, technically this one is, but this is the open price or low candle. I mean, or you could be going off of the high of this one, and a couple touches here and a touch here, and it's like, this looks like a really nice wedge. And when you see these, I expect that it's going to go bullish. I don't know what percentage or whatever of them do, but I like that not only do we double bottom, we get a wedge retest coming out of it back right into the range we were at here. And we'll just have to check tomorrow to see what happens here next. So after hours, just sideways. That's all we did. Just continued sideways. So this downtrend kind of slowed down, and we'll see if we can get going bullish on the daily. Really nice indecision candle, and the squeeze came back in. So we're at a great place for that decision to be made tomorrow. And you can even see this. This is so cool. Where's that neckline again? Oh yeah, it's pretty much right here. That, you know, he came up here, retested, or came down here, made a head, came back up, retested the neckline. We've come down to that price. Now, I thought it was going to do it quicker. This was the short-term retest. This is the longer-term retest. It's made a nice low on the day. A really good location, and starting to bounce. So tomorrow's key. Tomorrow's key to see which way we're going to go from here. We're going to continue up. We're going to roll over. We need to continue up, obviously, for bullish, but to play out of this inverted head and shoulders and a retest here. We really need to just get above this and get up to 1665 and see if we can get past it. And I don't know if it's going to happen. The way things move today, just really choppy, knocking people out. I mean, that kind of thing could happen tomorrow. It could do the same kind of choppy thing. So if we go look at the calls, so here's that shape again. You can look at some of these values. Now, have you been looking at this low and saying, okay, it should come back down to that low. Okay, I'm going to do 6x5. That should have worked. Should have worked to get in 6x5, and you could have taken that up to 16. That would have been tower. It was a really nice rally in here, and then the rest of the day was selling off and a little bit of a bounce here if you had gotten into it. So that's a 1625 call. Now the 1625 put, initially we had a lot of positive movement. Retested, came down similar low here. Say the low is 1140. The low here is 1150. So some of the same people who were buying over in here should be the ones buying here or definitely here. This is where that very next candle, it just rallied. It collapsed on the stock, and so the put rallied. This was that breakout candle, came right back into the same price, and then the very next candle is the one that traps everybody who was going bearish in this thing. But where we're at here, or not here, but where we went to is we had that false breakdown, and then bounced from there, and we lost so much premium on the put. But then we put a nice sideways move in here that once it started to put in some really small candles, you could have been getting in like 7x6 here, and then held on that to get going. And even an opportunity here to get in 7x6 that you could have got closed out for 10, So that would have been a 3-hour trade, that kind of thing. So tons of opportunities going on throughout the day. And, it's something we just got to be looking for, seeing how things move, and, just be prepared with, the patterns that you look for and your plan in place, and continue to make these analyses, continue to make sure you know how to track what's going on in the market and follow your plan. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is just AMZN.